Greetings, everyone. DFG here. Hey, just want to give you latest update on what's going on with the stock market for all of you investors or want-to-be investors, and then also give you some information on what's going on with the coronavirus here in the United States. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, we were told by President Trump that no nothing to fear and that don't worry about it. It's nothing worse than the flu and et cetera, et cetera. So you don't need me to recite all of his rhetoric, okay? And Trump is being told to say a lot of this stuff. So he's just a scapegoat, a willing scapegoat, but all the same, a scapegoat. So he's just mimicking what they tell him to say. So, and this is all again coming from you know the elitists, the top 1% who pretty much run the world. So, enough of that, right, guys? We don't need to get that deep. But let me just share with you some, well, we do need to get deep, but, we don't need to get into all of the mud, okay? Because that's what it is, a bunch of muddy, filthy, dirty, evil, wicked individuals, men and women at the very top who could care less about the ants down here where we are, at least in their minds, okay? But anyway, let me give you some news just to update you, okay? Let's start off with the coronavirus news, and this is coming from Investors Business Day, so you know where I'm getting my information from. Disney announced that it is closing Disneyland and its California Adventure theme parks in Anaheim, California. In the overnight trading, Disney stock fell 2.7%, plunged 13% on Thursday to its worst levels since 2016. Here's some other information that you know how serious they're taking this virus, okay? The National Basketball Association suspended its season Wednesday night, followed by the National Hockey League and Major League Soccer Thursday. Major League Baseball canceled spring training and delayed its upcoming season. Late Thursday, the NCAA called off March Madness. Now think about the billions of dollars that they're, turning away from. And you think this is not serious, right, guys? Canceling its men and women's basketball tournaments. And why I'm at it, the stock market today was traded with about 2,300, so down almost 2,400 points, guys. And that would translate for the average American. This is how much the average American lost today. Over $22,000. Whether you invested in the market or not, the average American lost about $22,000 today. To give you an idea of the impact of what, the market being down 9.99%, really 10%. You know what I'm saying? One day in investment loss. Again, that Ponzi scheme is not going to pay off. And again, like I said to you before, get your money out of there. But if you haven't done it by now, you have no intention to do it. So you just have to, just take your beating, like a champ, all right? But for those of you who want your money and need your money and want to do something else with your money, you should already have it, stored up under the mattress, as my grandmother used to say. All right, let me get on back to the news. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo shut down Broadway and banned gatherings of more than 500 people in New York. Maryland and Ohio will close all public schools for a few weeks. That's two states. Amazon urged all of its employees to work from home if possible. Late Wednesday, President Trump barred travel from Europe for 30 days, exempting U.S. citizens and long-term residents. The corona cases in the U.S. have risen. I want you to remember this, guys. Remember a little bit over a week ago, we were told it was 15, right? 15? Yeah, 15 people had, and I think 2 people or 1 person had died. A little bit over a week ago. Check this number out. The coronavirus case in the U.S. has risen to at least 1,663 with at least 38 deaths. That's according to the data compiled by Johns Hopkins University. Actual COVID-19 infections in the U.S. are likely in the thousands. Yes, you heard me. Likely in the thousands, as coronavirus testing remains limited. And then it goes on, the worldwide coronavirus cases have risen to 128. But the worldwide part now, guys, is it's passed us by. We got to deal with the immediate. That's like, your mom telling you, They got people, you don't want your dinner. Remember that, guys? When you didn't want to eat your dinner or you didn't like what was being served, mom said, you better eat it because you got people in China starving. Remember that? Well, talking about what's going on with the coronavirus internationally, it's like your mom telling you, you better deal with what's on your plate right now because it could be a whole lot worse, then. And so what's coming to us, guys, it's a whole lot worse than what you're seeing and definitely a whole lot worse than what we've been told. And let me share some additional information with you. We've been told that it's older people who are dying. And that the young people, well, it doesn't have any effect on it, doesn't have an effect on the children. Well, you just heard in the article that I read to you that, first of all, the testing is limited. And secondly, older people are going to be the primary victims in something like this as far as those who have been identified, because guess what? Older people naturally are going to be sicker. And older people, traditionally go to the hospital when they're not feeling well. Young people don't. If this was all about old people dying, why are they closing suspending the NBA, Major League Soccer, right? Major League Baseball? Why? Old people don't go to NBA basketball games, not on average, because they can't afford $140, $200 basketball tickets for a game. Most old people are on fixed income. We all know that. They're surely not going to the soccer games and the hockey. What about Disneyland? Well, last time you saw a whole bunch of old folk roaming around Disneyland. I think not. What you've seen is young people and children. So if they're closing these places down, that should there be an indicator to you guys that this is BS when they tell you that this is an old people disease. Broadway? And I can go on and on and on. All the schools in Ohio and Maryland, who goes to the schools? Old people? Old people in the schools in Ohio and Maryland. It's called critical thinking, guys. But I'm afraid that we have become so distracted, not by our own choice, I might add. I don't think the average one of us have gone out of our way to be distracted and not want to be able to use critical thinking. I think it's been programmed in many of us to be this way, to have an attention span that's so short that, you can't concentrate, you can't focus. And then, obviously, the drugs, the attention deficit drugs they've been giving these kids, Ritalin and all these different things. And a lot of these children, now they're young adults, have been raised on who today they can't even remember where they were 5 minutes ago, what they were doing 5 minutes ago, let alone be able to think critically around what's happening to them. So anything that the media says, they're just going to parrot it, they're just going to repeat it, and unfortunately they're going to believe it because the media is going to tell them over and over, it's old people, it's old people, it's old people, it's old people. Why? Why would the media do that? Simple. Because they know it is the medium age, that age from about 25 to about 45, that is the bread and butter of the economy. From about 25 to 30, that's your prime working years. Those are going to be your most productive years. So of course they don't want their slaves to wake up. They don't want their slaves to start taking precautions. No, they want their slaves to be obedient little, minions who just show up every day and pretty much do what they told, and and just be good little, worker bees. That's what they want. So they're never going to tell you the truth because they don't want to interrupt their worker bees because, after all, if the worker bees stop working, then the big bees don't get no honey, right? They want to keep getting their honey, and they're going to get their honey at our expense. I'm talking about the worker bee expense. I shouldn't say our because I'm not in that 25 to 30, 40, I'm sorry. But I still contribute. I'm still put these hands and this body to work. But my point is, guys, they're lying to you. They're deceiving you. This is not just an old people disease. Stop believing the hype. It's a lie. And really, they're really disrespecting you because all indicators is that this is a national disease that's going to affect little children, Disneyland, to middle-aged adults or young adults, Broadway, NBA, Major League Soccer, baseball, probably football to come. You follow me? To the older people. right? They know it's going to affect, a metropolis of people, but they're never going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you. So I'm telling you that. And I believe I'm telling you that because the Most High has put it on my heart to tell you that. But He's always put it on my heart to say something when something needs to be said. Always He has. And I'm saying it to you now. It's time now to take precautions. Get prepared. I was looking at some information earlier with Costco. I mean, shelves wiped out in Costco when they came. And not just tissue, which is weird. Everybody's like, why are they buying tissue? But water, paper towels. Forget about sanitizers and bleach. You ain't gonna find that. But you know what else I saw? Food counters empty. Food counters. And most people are grabbing in lines from the front to back. You wouldn't believe. You would think it's a major holiday in these retail stores. If you've been out there, you know what I'm talking about. Why? Or they're just getting people to panic. It's fear buying. Okay, that's what you want to believe. Some of it probably is. But there's a truth and a reality. This country is not going to lose hundreds of billions of dollars, guys, behind a hoax. It's not going to happen. They're not going to let the stock market crash behind a hoax. They're not going to, more or less close down, schools in major cities, universities in major cities because of a hoax. It doesn't work that way. The hoaxer doesn't get tricked. The trickster don't trick himself. The trickster is looking to trick you and me. But again, I'll wrap this video up because, looking at, I'm going to bring up the site for the book. And it says, let him that have ears to hear, let him hear what the Rahuc is saying to the church. In other words, to the believer. It says, let him who have ears to hear. See, everybody can't hear this message. Everybody cannot read the signs. Everybody cannot read the times. Only the elect of the Most High. Only the elect. Those who are called and who are chosen of the Most High. Because their hearts are right. I'm not talking about perfect people. I'm talking about people with the heart for what is right and what is just. They'll hear. And as the scripture said, the wise will understand. But what? The wicked will continue to do wickedly. Seeking after, remember he talked about it recently? The three things that they live for. Fun, glory, whether it's earned glory or not. A little cat fell out of a tree. They picked the cat up and they called the news station and they got called a hero. Vain glory. And then, comforts. You know what I'm saying? Material comforts. Nice house, nice car, that kind of stuff. Three things. While all the rest of society, all the rest of the world is, burning, dying, struggling, in pain, suffering. But the time has come. And as the scripture says, judgment starts at the house of Yahuwah, our house. If it begins here, where's it going to end? And I think we're beginning to see. In about another week, I suspect, and Rahuk didn't give me this, but I believe in a week from today, we'll see, that we're going to be dealing with something that none of us could ever imagine that we would actually have to deal with in our lifetime. Time will tell. Be prepared, guys. Can't tell you any more than that. Be prepared. All right? And for those who are sealed with the Rahuk, the people of the Most High, stand your ground, stay faithful, stay prayerful. You follow me? Keep the faith, but be watchful. All right? But at such a time you think not, the scriptures say, it comes. All right? He coming. Love you guys. DFG. Talk to you later.